Oh, what a perfect time to start recording. Alright, that'll work for now. Alright, well, welcome back to Satisfactory 1.0, and this is our new kind of fresh build for the recent update. And in the last episode, we finished off where we got basically everything to where we can start building. We can build foundations, we can build walls. Since I left off, I just added another constructor. Been kind of building some plates, trying to collect as many plates as we can. And we've got a bunch of concrete making down over there. And today, what we're going to do is work on actually building our first base. And it's going to be leveling out everything here. Going out there, we're going to start by building kind of a new power generation area. Maybe build the hub and the equipment area. Put that on the base. So we're going to start with placing some foundations. And foundations is a really good habit to put down like either a foundation 4 or foundation 2. When you first start building, if you hit the control, that will lock it to the world grid. What we'll do is we're going to come all the way back, probably back here, and set our first one. Now that means our base will be locked to the world grid, so any other base that we build will be locked to that same grid, which will make it a lot easier when we have to start sending stuff across and all that fun stuff. So let's get this in here. We're going to change this from build mode default to Zoop. And we don't have a whole lot of things. So we're going to have to get some more concrete, some more plates, but there's the first start of our base. Alright, well, it's been a little bit, and I think I have a full platform. At least 90% of the platform complete. We still got to fill in this, but I've got to tear all this down. Wanted to create just a few more plates, just so we have a decent amount on us. So when we start disassembling this, we can pretty much just kind of start reassembling it. So let's tear all this down. Oh, gotta get rid of all of these. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. And that. Might as well probably get rid of these poles as well. Alright, that looks good. And got that filled in. And now we should hopefully be able to rebuild the miner. Yeah, and let's see, how do we want to get this thing facing? Because this whole bottom floor is basically eventually going to be filled with nothing but smelters. Guess we could have it run back there. And then when we do those, we'll have them run inwards. Yeah, I think something like that'll work. But now we can get a smelter, and we will nudge it right to the corner. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and I think we can go make, we might be able to make some rods. I don't know if I have, well, I should have some because we just grabbed it. Yep, that's plenty. And then that way we'll have 4 all set up for this, and then we can figure out the logistics of getting it all split kind of evenly as much as possible. We could just do a basic manifold, which would just be like a splitter and then a splitter and splitter and just have one line coming in. But since we have the ability, alright, we're gonna have to nudge that one. Alright, so that should be straight to there, straight to there, straight to there, and straight into there. And then we can do one more splitter. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so then we can go from there to there, there to there, and have that come out like that. So it'll have a slight little twist, but that's okay. I think it'll line up pretty good. Good, so that'll roll into that, and that'll be that one. Alright, next thing we need to build is the power, the biomass burners. And I cannot remember how many you can put on a line, because they consume a little bit. So let's set this to the corner with the intake like that. And we can put some fuel in. So this is going to use 10 a minute, so we could do, yep, 60 resources. So we could put 6 burners on a single line to keep feeding. So we're going to need a lot more rods. Alright, I'm going to build some rods, and then we'll build our 6 burners, and then we can start redoing all of this stuff. Alright, so we've got the 6 biomass burners. We've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I think what we need to do is probably disconnect this, put it somewhere else, and then get these things up and going, and then this will be our new power lines. So I think that's what we'll do. We will disconnect it. And then for storage, I think we'll probably have storage over here somewhere that we can feed into it. So we'll have our line come in this way. We'll go 1, 2. Alright, so power is all set up. We've got our 6 going, and now we need to get some lines, some actual power lines out from here. I don't know, let's run. If we add more burners, they're probably going to go to there. So let's put in a line here, a line here, and then one more line down here at this end, because that can feed down there. And then this one can come over and feed those. Alright, what do we got for capacity? So with those 2 on, we got 60 watts. A lot better than just the one from the hub. Cool. I like it. Alright, now, where are we going to put the hub at? Alright, there we go. So, I put the hub over here, kind of on this side. I didn't expect us to really do a whole lot with here. This is kind of like a travel way over to the copper. So, figure I put in some flooring. And then we've got this thing up over here, which is also cool, because then we have kind of a nice view. Kind of out of our hub. So, kind of like that. Let's get, I don't know, a line going all the way down over here for this guy. We'll just kind of keep it in the middle for now. I'm sure we'll end up changing it. But we can get this one hooked up. Let's see, what are we doing? 47, 60. Looking great. Alright, so I had just enough concrete to get all of the miners up and going. Let's, I want to kind of finish off this little bit back here, just so it doesn't look like it's absolutely floating in air. Come on. There. There we go. Now we've got to walk around the whole area. We can plumb all of these resources in and start building more of these. Yeah, start building more of these. All right. Well, that was a lot of stuff. So we've got what, 12? Yeah, 12 of the smelters over here, plus the 4 over there. So we've got our 16. Got the 3 miners up and going. I ran stuff overhead just so we still have kind of like a walking path, if needed, you know, to play around down here. Now, at some point, these will be upgraded to Mark IIs, and we'll probably have to completely redo how everything is smelted down here. But I think that's a pretty good start for now. I did have to kick on 2 more generators. Just with that, I think we're up to like 110. Yeah, 110 capacity, 120. I mean, we're not using all of it, but better safe than sorry. We did blow a fuse once already as soon as I hooked up that line, and all of that came on all at once. So now I think it's time to work on a second level. Alright, so we've got the second level up. I just kind of added these little beams in the corner, just to kind of add some, like, you know, realism to somewhat of an extent. You know, the walls are kind of holding the weight from the top. It's something for now. I mean, a lot of this is probably going to be temporary, but hey, might as well have fun with it. So I deconstructed the 2 constructors we had down here. Got all of these 16 smelters coming up to a couple mergers here, and then going upstairs to where we can tap into those So up here now, we've got 120 iron ingots per line up here now. So knowing that, we can build some constructors. And let's see, probably the first and most important one is going to be the plates. The plates will be pretty much just by themselves. I figure we could probably come off of, I don't know, maybe this first one. Let's see, how many of these can we have? You know what, for now, let's just put it here. Let's see, so iron plates, we're using 30. So for one line, we could do, yeah, we could do 4. So 4 constructors per line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some resources, some stuff that we need. And then we'll figure out where to build those constructors at. Oh, I found trouble. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. God dang it. Come here. Oh, come here. Aha. Yeah, come on. Gotcha. Alright, I was, so, I'm almost out of power. And I was out traveling, and I ran across this. So, I was just trying to pick up some resources, be able to make some stuff, and found this. So, let's see what we got here. Ooh, ooh, 54 reinforced plates. That's nice. Alright, let's head in and see. Oh, this one's good. Which is nice, so we don't need power for it. And we've got a hard drive.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for future analysis, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Yep, sure enough, Ada. I definitely don't want to know. Nice, cool. So we can also dismantle all of this debris now, which is so nice. I'm so happy. We can actually take this stuff apart. Oh, what is this? Cool, a supercomputer. I like it. Alright, we got the power back. And so this is what I got up here so far. We've got some constructors making steel plates. Now they're only going to be at like 50% efficient because we're still waiting for that Mark II line. But this should start filling up. Look at that, we already got like 300 and something. Beautiful. So we can actually put that and start getting ready to get our logistics Mark II, so we can get our Mark II belts and really kind of speed up production a little bit. So let's bring this over to the hub and get that loaded up. I think we've got a few rods. Yep, we got some of that. Got a bunch of that. Alright, so we still need concrete, some more rods, and we're good on the reinforced plates. Alright, let's see what we got for concrete. We should have a decent amount. I haven't had to use a whole lot in the last little bit. Alright, that's it for the rods. So we can add those, add that, and get it out of here. Goodbye, Mr. Rocket.
Fix-It would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint, Fix-It.
Yeah. I know, Miss Fun Killer. Alright, so now we should have Mark II belts, which we do. And for that we need a bunch of reinforced plates to be able to make. But that's fine. Let's see what we want to do for our next one. Let's see. Probably the sink or the assembler. You know, we can make the reinforced plates for now. So let's get the sink going. I think that'll be a good one for next to have. Alright, so I've been busy a little bit. We got all of the rods manufacturing. Well, I should say one line of rods manufacturing. It took 8 constructors to make about 120 rods, if I remember. Yeah, And then the plates, we're making, I think, 80. Yeah, 80 plates a minute, 120 rods. Right now, they're all going into storage containers. And then I started on the third row, or the third floor, which will be for the other 2 lanes. I figure what we'll do is I can take 1 lane of iron for more rods to be completely turned into screws, and then the other lane, make those into plates, where then they can get met up once when we get the assembler and actually make the reinforced iron plates. So that's kind of gonna be the goal. So I'm gonna finish filling out this third floor, and then we'll start working on the screws. And after we get the 500 screws, we'll turn them in and be able to get the part assembly, and then we can start making the reinforced plates. So, all right, got a little bit more building. Let me finish off this flooring. All right, well, it's nighttime, and I got pretty far. Ran into a few little snags, but I've got all the bars making. Plates are being made, but they're not going to be stored. They're just building up a nice little buffer for right now. All the rods are coming through, and right now I just got 2 screw machines because each one is only taking 10, and I've got like 120 bar. So I'm going to need like 12 constructors, and I'm pretty much have maxed out on the power. So yeah, it's coming along. I'm going to make up a couple more reinforced plates. I've got some lines I need to turn to 120, and then we'll finish off this episode here in just a little bit. Alright, so I think I've got everything that we need for our part assembly, so let's get all of this stuff put in. Oh, I need a few more screws. Dang it. Alright, let me get the screws and then we'll send off the rocket. Alright, so we should have everything we need. Send this out of here. Goodbye, rocket.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Alright, so we've got our assembler. Let's see, what is it going to take to do reinforced iron? So 30 iron plate and 60 screws. That's not too bad. We easily have that up there to where we could probably actually get this thing going and just slowly start making some reinforced iron plates for us. Alright, we'll put this down, and this should be, let's put that straight. This should be our first assembler going to make some reinforced iron plates. So we had enough screws making, and I just grabbed one of the, I don't know what you want to call it, one of the constructors over there that was supplying 30. So we should get 100% efficiency out of this. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's piling up. Beautiful. Alright, so we'll start getting some reinforced iron plates. And that is going to be great. That'll kind of run in the background while we take care of a few other things. But I think we will call this episode here. This was a long episode. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and working on this little project. If you have any ideas for like future builds, ways to improve what it is that we have going on, you know, definitely comment that down, and you know, let's see how big of a massive base we can get. You know, it'll probably be a little bit. Really, it won't be until we build the space elevator and get to like tier 3 is really when things start picking up. But I think this has been a lot of fun so far, and look forward to coming out with the next episode. So until then, make sure you guys keep it simple. I'll see you on the next one, alright? Bye, everybody.